Hello everybody, this is Johan from Puerto Vallarta Tours by Johan and Sandra at puertovallartatours.net, and I'm here today to give you the latest update on the coronavirus in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and the reopening to tourism in Puerto Vallarta. Today's video I'll cover two things. One was the reopening of Puerto Vallarta and the status, like what's reopened and what's not. And the other is the protocols and what to expect when you get to Puerto Vallarta, and you know how it works now in this new normal that we're all living in. Okay, so what is open? Basically, on June 15th, Puerto Vallarta opened the beaches, which was about the only thing that wasn't running already, and also the marina with all the boat tours, the sport fishing, tours and activities. Everything pretty much opened on June 15th. Also open is shops, restaurants, bars, the Malecón, you know, pretty much everything that you need to enjoy yourself as a tourist in Puerto Vallarta is now open. The only things that are still missing a little bit is the bars and nightclubs, which are not really open quite yet. We're just not quite there yet in our whole, you know, situation. And of course, the first and foremost priority for everybody is in this day and age is to make sure that we stay safe. So those things are not quite open yet. Casinos also not open yet. But probably, maybe by the time you see this video, maybe they will be. It's just talking about it every week, seeing where things are at and if it's ready for that yet. So far not. But so far the beaches and the tours and activities and the hotels, all of that is open and ready, and we've been receiving tourists in Puerto Vallarta now for about a month. Before that, even on May 18th, it was open, but it was more focused on essential travel and things like that than tourism. So getting to Puerto Vallarta now won't be a problem. All the airlines are pretty much flying again, not all the cities and all the routes from before, so it might be a little less direct than you had before, but you can get there now on a number of airlines, and you can see those on our website as well, including from Canada. The Canadian airlines are coming back now to Puerto Vallarta as well. So it's important to know that Puerto Vallarta has been certified, along with all the other tourist destinations in Mexico, by the World Tourism and Travel Council as a safe travels destination. And what does that mean? That means that Puerto Vallarta is complying with all of the world health protocols and sanitary protocols that are in place for a safe tourism operation in the world we're living in today. So these are international protocols developed by the WHO and WTTC, and Mexico was one of the very first places that they tried these out, and so far so good. In fact, these protocols, after a couple of tweaks, these protocols are now being implemented worldwide in a lot of other countries. Most other tourism countries are going to have the similar kind of protocols that Mexico has already had for the last month. Starting with Cancun, that opened on June 8th, and then Puerto Vallarta and Cabo the next week, and so on and so on. So, that goes to show you that Mexico is taking your safety very seriously. It's, of course, the #1 priority of everything is that both you and your family and the workers in Cabo are all going to stay as safe as is possible. And that nobody's going to come to Cabo and and have any problems. So they're taking it really seriously, and there's a lot of protocols in place, like 150 different ones. I've read the whole book. It's insane, but it makes good sense. And you won't notice most of this. This is all going on behind the scenes to make sure that you are safe. So what will you notice? What is going to be different for you when you come to Puerto Vallarta? Well, you'll have all the great opportunities that we talked about earlier as normal, except for maybe going out to a nightclub. But you will have a few things that are going to be different because, of course, we need to stay safe also, as well as have fun. So when you get to the airport, you will notice that you're going to get screened for your symptoms to make sure that there's not going to be any issue with you being sick or anything like that. You'll get that before you get on your airplane to come. You'll also get that when you arrive in Puerto Vallarta. And generally speaking, including at the airport and on the airplane, when you are in a public area in Puerto Vallarta or Mexico in general, or anywhere pretty much today, you really should be wearing a mask. And now when I say public area, what is that? This is an area where there's lots of other people all around you that you don't know, that are not related to you or living with you. And you can't really keep a solid social distance of 6 feet or 1.5 meters. And this is places like airports, public transportation, grocery stores, places where people are, maybe your hotel lobby, maybe your elevator at your hotel, things like that, where there's other people around. Just take and, pop on your mask before you go into those type of areas. And when you get back out, you can take it off. Where do you not need to wear a mask? If you are in an area, especially a tourist area like your hotel or a tourist restaurants or any restaurants on a guided tour, things like that, these places are all set up for social distancing. They're expecting that you will not want to have to be wearing a mask, laying on the beach, at the pool, on your tour, enjoying yourself. And so they've set it up with social distancing so that it's still safe for you to do that. So when you are sitting at so let's just say going to a restaurant, when you walk into a public restaurant and ask for a table, have a mask on when you do it, because you're there with the waitress or the hostess and with the other guests. So have a mask on when you do that. You get shown to your table and you're sitting at your table. Take off your mask because now you're socially distant. You're at your table with your family or your friends, and not by a bunch of other people. And before you get up to leave the restaurant, put it back on, walk out of the restaurant. If you're going to the pool or the beach or on a guided tour, don't worry. You don't need to worry about like the tan line, from the beach. You don't need to worry about that. You'll be socially distant. Just keep your distance of 6 feet between you and people you don't know, and everything will probably be fine. So the other things that you'll notice are that there's capacity limitations on the places that are open. That means like the hotels will not be packed with people. It'll feel distant. It'll feel that, you're not alone, but you are, at a reasonable capacity. It won't be crowded because everybody knows you want to avoid the crowds right now. And so including Mexico knows that. So you'll find that depending on the phase that you're in right now, at this moment, it's 30%. Next phase, it'll be 50%. Next phase, 60%. Next phase, 100% of capacity. So when you come right now, you'll expect that at a restaurant, you won't have as many tables inside the restaurant because they'll be distant. You'll expect that your transportation or a private boat, for example, you might need to upgrade to a bigger boat so that your group can be distant. Because there's capacity limitations. You might be, when you are on any type of a boat tour, for example, like that, you maybe 50% or so of the normal capacity of that boat it'll be. And that's for your safety and your enjoyment, as well as that for the people of Puerto Vallarta. So the only differences are once you pass into Nueva Vallarta and Riviera Nayarit on the north side of the bay, it is a different state, and it does have a few different rules. And while you can go to the resorts, which are great, of course, there's amazing resorts up there. You can go to the resort, you can be at the beach and enjoy everything there like normal. You can have your restaurants and everything. The only difference there is that the public beaches are not quite open yet. Now, by the time you see this, they might be open. Check our website to make sure. But right now, they're not. The public beaches aren't open. You can be at your hotel, but not at, to go to Sayulita and go to the public beach and go surfing. That's not a thing you can quite do just yet, but you can do it at your hotels. So other than that, it's pretty similar. That's really the biggest difference. That's basically the situation right now in Puerto Vallarta. We are here 7 days a week. Our tours and activities are all running. Do make sure you book in advance, because for the opposite reason as normal in July and August, is like to make sure that that the people know that you're coming, that we know that on this day we're going to have this many people, so that we can arrange for the tours to run. Because if you just wait till the last minute, your selection of tours that will be available to you might be more limited to like private tours and stuff like that. So it's better to do those things in advance. With the airport transfers also, you can do those in advance of your reservation, so that you don't end up in a taxi or things like that are, of course, they have protocols that they're supposed to follow too, but you know, it is public transportation. Maybe they're not as careful about those things as what we are, or other companies like us that are really focused on our customers and satisfaction and safety. So try to book those things in advance, even if it's not with us. Try to do that. Our transfers are direct, private to your hotel. They're not shared with other guests. So that works out pretty well for you. And of course, please just, you know, when you are in Puerto Vallarta, have an amazing time. I think you will love it. It is the same Puerto Vallarta you know and love. It is just, you know, adapted to the new normal like everywhere else is right now. You can do the things you want to do. We are here to help you make those arrangements, or make those answer the questions that you have. You can check and follow us on Facebook, or check our website to get the latest updates on everything, just to make sure. And of course, that there's never a risk to book with us. If you get you're not able to come because of COVID, you will not have any fee or cancellation, and refunds are not a problem. It is, you know, this is a basic customer service thing for us. And I know you've heard horror stories about this stuff, but not from us and our customers. We take care of you like we always have. So please come, have a great time. We can't wait to have you. We can't wait. We're so happy that the beaches are open again. Even I got a little bit of a tan, which is hard for me. I'm so excited about that. And it'll be a fun time. So if you have any questions, just let us know. And welcome back to Puerto Vallarta. Thank you so much.